Hi there. On today's episode, we inject our podcast eggs into your body. You. We review Alien
Ew.
Romulus.
I'm Charlie.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Eddie.
This is straight to POD. All right, we're
Who
back.
who made up that intro?
Yeah, I wonder.
Oh,
I'm just
it's a
visualizing
very
an
personal
injection.
intro.
Just visualizing injecting eggs into a fucking body. It's disgusting.
Well, if you don't know how aliens work by now, then you're just living under a rock at this point.
Yes, we are reviewing the new Alien movie in the long-running franchise that's going on for a while.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's up there, man. It's up there with
yeah.
all the other ones, you know.
Let's see. I
And
think the first one came out
I
in
thought from
1979. So yeah, it's been
1970s
a
in the
long.
70s.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought Freddy Krueger and Jason were like, man, you guys need to kill these characters. But man, this one's some of these are making the run for their money. You know, Indiana Jones is still alive, so you know these 70s, 80s
I
movies
just
still
watched
still
the
surviving.
first. I just watched the first and second one, like, I don't know, a couple months ago, last 6 months, something like
Hmm.
that. My
I mean
introduction to Alien was like,
yeah.
I think, Alien versus Predator, AVP.
AVP, yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
a lot of people. Did
I
you
mean the
have
first two are the best ones.
right?
Everything
Yeah.
else is just kind of
Well, that the
not
same could be that
as
it's
good.
done with the Predators. The first couple two are pretty good, and then it just kind of gets better. But did you have an idea or of like what they were or what this franchise was, or was your introduction to them through AVP? Did you even know the background of the P of that, or was it just like, oh, these two franchises are coming together for some weird reason? Two franchises I've never watched.
I was
I'm
more
gonna
of
go
a
watch
yeah,
this.
I was more of a Predator fan than I was an Alien fan because I think my dad was a bigger fan of Predator. So he just
Mm-hmm.
showed
Same,
me
same,
Predator 1 and Predator 2.
same,
It was
Hmm.
same.
Predator 1 with Arnold,
Yeah,
classic movie.
classic,
Get to the
classic.
chopper, like all those lines. And it was Arnold, like it was Arnold, right? Like he was
It was
huge.
prime Arnold,
Um,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I think Predator 2 was enticing enough because it was like, oh my God, he's in the city.
Yeah,
Then,
yeah.
like New York City. And I think in Predator 2, what like he's on the ship. I forgot what's his name? It's not Donald
Danny
Glover, is
Glover.
it? No.
Yeah, it's Danny
Yeah.
Glover.
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny
Yeah.
Glover.
Yeah. He's on the ship and you see the alien head like
Yeah,
skull in the
yeah,
background of the
Hmm.
yeah, yeah,
ship. It
yeah.
was kind of like a thing. And then AVP came out, was super into AVP. AVP Requiem came out. Super like, first in line to watch that one. It was all right. It wasn't all that
I don't
great,
think any of
but
those were good.
uh, yeah. I liked AVP.
I like the
I liked
VP. Yeah, I
AVP
like
for
the VP.
yeah.
The first one, just
Um
the first one, just the first
yeah. But then, you know, and then the years go by and you're just like, I should probably watch Alien and Aliens.
one.
Because there's Alien and there's Aliens, which is Alien 2, just to get the background on that end. Also because everyone says like Aliens is probably like it's one of the best sequels out there in any franchise ever. And they were good. They were good.
Yes, they were. And honestly, I feel like Predator has better movies than Alien, like overall. I think there's only like one or two that are like real like not good. The rest are pretty solid.
Yeah, there was the one that came out on Hulu, which was actually
Yeah,
really, really
Prey. That
good.
was really good on.
That's
Yeah.
the
And then
Predators. Yeah,
there was one with like Loki in it, and I heard that one wasn't great. So I didn't actually watch it.
Loki.
yeah. There's
Yeah.
one where I don't think it is low key, but I can't remember. Well, there was one where end up on the planet. So they actually
Yeah, I like that
capture
one.
people from Earth and then
Hmm.
take them to that planet to hunt them at that planet. But that's not Loki. That's the guy with the big nose. I forgot his name.
Yeah, the
He
guy
was in
from
King Kong. He was in one
Yep,
of the
King
other King
Kong.
Kong. Yeah. I don't know his name though. He's really famous though too. I think he was the pianist. No, he wasn't the pianist,
Yeah,
was
he,
he?
he was in that, right?
Oh, okay, okay. I don't I forget this guy, but I like it. I like him. He's a pretty good actor.
Yep.
That's the one that
Uh, Adrian Brody.
Adrian Brody. Thank you. Yes. That's
That
the
was a
one
good
that kind of
one. I
brought me
think the
back into that
one,
Predator
yeah,
because the one before that was just I didn't like at all. The one
I think
with
the
Key and Peele
one,
in
the
it, yeah, with Key in
yeah,
it.
the
I didn't
last
like that
one
one.
that came out, not the Hulu one, the one before that. I think The Predators. That
The
one was
Predators, yeah,
terrible.
that one was
Yeah.
horrible.
Wasn't
Yeah,
that one with Loki?
I don't, I don't know. Keep
Tough to
saying
It
it.
might have been that. I know that one's with Key from Key and Peele. It's just it felt so very cartoony, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, and it's funny because although although it's somewhat part of what we're reviewing today, the fact that that franchise after the the introduction of the collaboration of the universes or whatever, the introduction of both universes, the Predator got so much more attention than the Alien franchise. You know what I mean? Like it just continued to the Predatorverse as something like NBC or some shit, like How to Catch a Predator. The Predator like series got a little bit more like shined upon. That Alien franchise kind of just stood in the back. Like prior to this one, I can't remember the last Alien project that came out. What was the last Alien project that came out?
Alien Covenant in 2017.
Okay. What was that? 5 years? Well, I guess it was one in one because we got Prey. But we got Prey like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then
Was
the
Covenant any
Predators.
good?
The first half like was pretty good.
Uh,
Like the vibes were good, and then the second half happened.
Oof.
yeah, because The
Yeah,
Predator came out in 2018.
yep.
So it looks like, yeah, it looks, but I don't know. It just seems like it's so far away. And then again, COVID did put in a lot of like a hiccup. Like, it's been closer to 5 years since COVID now. So that's wild. That's been almost 5 years. But yeah, I feel like the attention was probably more on that because I had not followed the Alien franchise as closely, even after, right? As
Hmm.
much as this, even though it has its own, I mean, it has its own following. It's pretty big. It's not like it did bad this opening weekend.
Yeah, and they did announce an Alien TV show. I think it's like Alien Earth or something. That like they announced that like way back in like 2020. So like COVID definitely pushed that one back for sure. But let's get into the synopsis and who is in it, Eddie.
Yeah. So Alien Romulus. While scavenging the deep ends of a direct space station, a group of young space colonists come face to face with the most terrifying life form in the universe. The director of this movie was Feed Alvarez, who directed things such as Don't Breathe and Evil Dead. That's a crap movie. Protagonists of this movie was Kaylee Speeney. Is that pronouncing that right? As Rain, David Johnson as Andy, Archie Renix as Tyler.
Thanks. Charlie, what is your spoiler-free thoughts on Alien Romulus?
Spoiler free thoughts. I liked it. I liked this movie. Um, I enjoyed it thoroughly. That being said, it does have a couple of moments where I think the characters make some questionable decisions. And it at that point it becomes a little bit like B horror movie campy. Um, uh, but it's only a couple of moments. It's only a couple of circumstances. I'm like, why the hell would you do that? And we can get into the spoilers, but it's like just a lot of like, what the hell are you thinking? Um, my only like kind of overarching, and it kind of makes it like that because as the characters as a whole, they're all like, I don't know how old they're supposed to be, but it doesn't seem like um it doesn't it makes it like Alien Goonies as opposed to Alien Romulus.
What?
Um, and it's just like a
This is
fun,
not a kids
happy
movie.
adventure.
What are
Like
you
it's not a
talking
kids
about?
movie at all, but like some of like just some of the
I mean,
acting
it
and
is
some of the
rated
ways they
P.
like set.
It is
What?
rated
This is rated
PG-13.
R.
So
No,
is it?
it's definitely rated R.
Yeah, but it's
No.
like
Yes.
it's
Yeah,
still
it's rated
like I
R.
don't know. Some I would have appreciated if they were just like a little bit older, or if there
What?
was like a bunch of kids. If it was a bunch of kids led by like an asshole like 45-year-old, like something along the lines, because it just seems like they're just doing it like they're just doing everything by the seat of their like pants, basically. I don't know. It was just weird. It was like, how do you? I don't know. It was. I just
Charlie hates
couldn't. That stuff.
teenagers.
Yeah.
Like if it would be over in 10 minutes because like they would all die instantly, and then there would be no movie, right? The most adult person here was the freaking what's his name, Andy, and he's not even a person. He's a freaking robot, right? No, he's an android. Sorry, or synthetic. I
Wow.
shouldn't
Just
be discriminatory like that or whatever. Um, because robots and androids are different people, are different things.
They are.
Um,
yeah, they bleed
yeah,
like us too.
yeah.
It's like
No, they don't.
white,
They
but
bleed
still.
white. They bleed
They
white.
bleed white,
Um,
but they still
I
bleed.
watched this. I watched this with Parth, and he's like, how is he still alive? And I was like, he's an android. And he's like, oh, like Parth didn't pick up the fact that he was an android.
That he was a robot,
But
What?
all the
yeah.
wiring and sparks, and just
No,
like
no, no. Andy. It's talking about Andy. It's talking about Andy, not the other guy. Not the other guy who's
The
cut in
first scene of the
half.
movie is her like
yeah,
fixing his
Yeah,
head.
yeah.
Like
yeah. Oh, gosh, man.
Um, but
Oh my
anyway,
gosh. Okay.
I
Well,
liked
whatever.
it overall. There's just some questionable decisions by the characters, and it was just like a lot of like, what the hell are you doing? But I think everything else was there, kind of the same feeling that you get from, I would say, Alien and Aliens. I haven't seen the other Aliens, so don't come at me. But the vibes definitely matched the first two movies in terms of like like the ships and everything beeping, and it was even like, is this that in the 70s? Like with the computers beeping up, or it's like beep 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 beep,
Hmm,
you know.
hmm.
Um
Beep, beep,
so
beep, beep.
yeah, and then the other thing was, let me think about the whole movie. The first the first three-fourths was cool, and then the last fourth, I mean, we kind of just have to get into it because like, what was that? I don't know who made that decision. Um, but somebody did, and somebody greenlit it, and it happened, and we saw
I
it
like how you break
there.
this movie into fourths, and you gave it
uh,
75% of the way.
but everything else was cool. My only other comment is like sometimes I wish there was more aliens in it. I know there already are, but it kind of became more of like uh Andy versus the world or something like that, and there was like that whole conflict back and forth. Um, but yeah, but that's pretty much it. What about you, Chris? What did you think?
I thought Don't Breathe in Space was all right.
Yeah, that's funny.
I mean, they're pretty much the same plot. Like young kids want to escape where they're currently living, so they decide to break into a place to steal money or like a sleeping bed, like hibernation chamber bed, so they can escape. And then they get attacked by a thing or a person. So very, very similar. And it's the same director. So definitely noticed that. besides just copying Don't Breathe, this movie copies like so many of like the Alien movie stuff. Like
Yeah.
there are just scenes that are straight up just like copy and paste from the old
Shot
movies.
for shot. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I get like homage, like oh, this is like a nice like throwback thing. But these are just feel this feels like you
This
said,
just
like
feels like
the
plagiarism.
yeah, like I feel like um the first part on the ship is pretty decent, and then after that it's just like just member berries all the way down to the end. And it's I don't know. I feel like I'm just tired of these like like Ghostbusters Afterlife or Force Awakens, like what like those type of movies that are just like we're just playing the hits because people love the hits. And it's like, I don't know, you do something new or different, but they don't really do that. Yeah, just in like you said about the aliens, like they're in this movie, but were the xenomorphs always goofy looking when they like walked, or just like were there, or is it just this one?
I feel like it was just this one.
Because like
Which
whenever
one?
they
Which aliens?
the like the black ones, like the xenomorphs,
The xenomorphs.
They're always goofy looking.
yeah, they like what even like walking in this film, they or standing, they just looked
No, there's like I think
silly.
I think I came across a meme. There's like what is it, like 10 different variations of xenomorphs?
Hmm.
Or not, I guess they're not species. They're like I don't want to say races either. They're like the same thing, but they're all different like styles and like different breeds or something like that. So it
Hmm.
might be just one specific type because I don't remember those. I don't remember the ones that I saw in this movie look or act or do similar things as this movie, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is.
Yeah, I can see that. I know they also use like a lot of practical effects, like all the xenomorphs are people in suits, and
Yeah.
like the face huggers are like puppetry or like robotic, kind of like spider like robots, and they use for those. And yeah, I know like the older films, like um I think Alien 3, David Fincher wanted to like put a dog in alien suit, and it just looks silly. So I mean they've tried different things before, so I guess this is what we're on
I would
to
take that.
now.
I would take that. I think it would look something like you ever see the spider being put on a spider costume being put on a dog? It would look something like that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
What about you, Eddie? What did you think of this movie?
Yeah, I'm also like on the I don't know, they're also like on the fence. Like I did like the movie. Um, you know, basically I'm like you what'd you call it, Chris? You're be quiet in
Don't breathe.
space. Don't breathe in space.
Yes.
This is just Big Hero 6 for me. Um, this is Big Hero 6 from start to end. Uh, with the only thing being that the bad person in this is a fucking xenomorph. Uh, it's just
How's it Big Hero 6?
Yeah, I don't understand that one.
I get in. I don't think I can get into it without spoiling it. No, I guess I can. I don't know. Well, Big Hero 6, you can fill in the plot. Big
The
Hero 6
superhero
is
movie?
it's about a protagonist who loses a very close part of the family, who is replaced by a robot. And the entire movie is them developing and learning more about themselves, getting confidence. And at the end of the movie, they lose that robot. Or did they?
They
Uh,
didn't.
all right. This is
None of
just
that
that.
happened in this movie. None of
That's
that happened in
exactly
this movie.
that's
What
exactly
did
what
they
this
learn
is.
about themselves?
The protagonist, what she learned about herself. The
Is
protagonist
that
here is Hero, and the
Is
family member that that passed away is the brother in Big Hero 6, but it's not the brother in this one. It's obviously somebody else. And it gets fused in with the help, right? With the guardian of the movie, which is the robot. And the entire thing is that I can't let go of this robot because of the significance that it has to do with me. I can't let go. And I'm going to risk my life trying to keep this in my thing. And then when it comes time to sacrifice and like I have to make a choice, all in all, they didn't have to. Why? Because there's just a part of it that all you needed was a little part of it, and everything else doesn't matter. And that's basically what this is. The entire motivation of the protagonist is that it's just to keep this person alive. That's not even a person. It's a robot. It's a autonomous whatever the hell we use, whatever the appropriate thing to
Synthetic.
call it is. Yes, that's all this movie is. Everything else, aliens. This movie could have happened without the aliens. The aliens is just extra. This is there's just motivation here. So, which again, to Charlie's point, there's a lot of dumb shit and a lot of dumb decisions that are being made, despite the fact that they have robot. It's far more smarter and stronger than they are. So I don't know what's going on. So I wouldn't break this movie into fourths. I would break this movie into thirds, and I would say that the first third of this movie was pretty good, but the last, 6.6%, I'm missing something there, missing something there. But of course we could get into more details. That's my opinion.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay.
Spoilers for Alien Romulus and the rest of the Alien is Predator 2 universe.
Predator.
All the universes.
All the
I mean, they're
universes.
technically connected, so
And Marvel and Don't Breathe.
we already spoiled Don't
And
Breathe.
Marvel and Don't Breathe.
I can't wait for Alien Romulus 2, where it's just the aliens' perspective. Wow,
Oh
he's a
yeah, that
superhero in
would
this one.
be. I'm just saying.
Can't believe they did that.
I'm just saying. At the end of the movie, she wanted to save the robot, but you didn't have to save the robot. You just had to save the chip that's inside him. Because the robot is just a vessel. You could redo the robot. Everything that makes him him is on that little disc. That's all you
I
needed to
mean,
save. You didn't need to save everything. You just need to save that disc. That's it.
I mean, sure, technically you're right,
What do you mean
but
technically? That is
how much are
literally
synthetics? They're probably
A
super
lot.
expensive.
A lot.
a
Yeah,
lot.
and he
They
Okay.
wasn't like
literally
Okay.
found
bought. He
Andy in the
wasn't bought or
garbage
built.
Yeah.
because
They
that's
just
the reason
found
they
him in the
have Andy.
garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the fact that she
They don't have any
is
money.
taking what are you talking about? The fact that she already had the thing that's gonna pay her off from keeping her out of jail and giving her lots of money because she got the research she brought it along with them. She's gonna get paid. What are you talking about?
Why would she give them that? The thing
She
that
used it
turns
as a
people
bargaining
into
chip. She's like, I
aliens.
don't want to go to jail. I don't want anything. Just give me a effing synthetic drone that I could put my chip into. I'm just there's she's just this was dumb. She didn't have to go back, risk her life over a thing that was dying already. All she had to do was click the little button behind his ear. That's all you had to do. And they showed it twice in this movie. Like, oh yeah, all you need to do is take it out. That's him. It's literally the same thing as freaking Big Hero 6, where they put like override the evil one. And it's like, oh no, we'll just take it out because Baymax is still in there. And at the end of it, he's like, oh no, Baymax died. Nah, this chip that makes who he is still there. All you need is another vessel, another body. Here you go. Nothing has changed. This girl did not have to save this damn robot and sacrifice the entire crew
I
on this
mean,
guy. On this guy.
most of the crew is already dead pretty
Okay,
quickly.
Yeah, it's
that's
true.
fair. That's fair. That's fair. I'll give you that. She just
There's
didn't
no
have to
more
risk her
people to
own life.
sacrifice.
Yeah.
She just didn't have to go back
It's just
her own life to do that. That's all I'm saying. It's like you didn't have to
I
do
mean, she
that.
survived, so I guess win for her, I guess, you
Yeah,
know?
I guess. Fuck, fuck everything else. I survived. She survived. Good on you. It is what it is. I'm just saying this is very, very much Betamax Aliens version. That's all I'm saying. So that's all I'm
I
saying.
don't think so. I think you're stretching it
Yeah,
by a lot.
You think?
By
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot.
I
I
don't
don't
I don't think they
know.
learn
I don't
anything about
know.
themselves. I
Yeah,
think
then she grow up. She like, you
all
know,
she learned is like, all right, it's just me and you against the world. Everybody died. Everybody died.
yeah, this movie, everyone's dead.
Spoiler
You know.
alert.
We're already in
Everybody died.
spoilers. They all die.
I
The
was hoping that the love interest would survive, but no, everyone died.
He didn't even get to shoot his gun. He's died.
Also, all right, we're jumping everywhere. But the
In the
gun
beginning.
and the gun, I mean, we're moving our way backwards, so I might as well continue. When she's like trapped and she's like has to do the anti-gravity thing, I was like, all
Hmm.
right, at the beginning of the movie, I was like, all right, gravity's gonna have to do with this. But at the beginning, when they turn it off and they try to turn it back on, it's every 10 seconds. Here, it's like it turns on and then it turns off. It takes like a full like a minute or so. It's like, man, you're getting generous time here to float through space to get to the
It wasn't every
elevator.
10 seconds. It was like every, what, like 10 minutes or whatever.
No, in the beginning when they like foreshadow it, it's happening. Remember the guy's like, "Oh, anti-grace," and then bah, I fell, and there's like, "Oh, I'm floating again," and like, "Oh, I fell again." Like it's literally
No, it
happening with
happened. No, it didn't. It took like 5, 10 minutes.
no, because they were still looking for the
It
they were
was the
still looking
same.
for
It was
the
the same thing. Plus,
no,
how
it
do
was
you
not the
know?
same timeline. It's not the same
They could be
timeline because
jumping
it's a one
between.
action shot. It's a one action shot where they're looking for the chambers and he goes up, down in a matter of one scene. That's
How do you know
why.
how long a scene is?
Because it's literally going,
Yeah,
You're
you
right?
don't
just
And
know
they
you're
just
space
make
just
it
time.
convenient. I don't know
yeah. You don't
space
know how
time, yeah.
space time works.
So that's what I'm saying. The
You
gravity is
barely know
very
how
convenient
regular
for this
time
plot.
works.
This this gravity,
Barely know
yeah,
how regular
timeline
time
Maybe
really
works.
works on
maybe
things.
when she turned it on, she like made it longer or something.
Yeah, yeah, because that, yep, right off the top of your head, know how to do that. Plus, this gun was supposed to be out of ammo a long ass time ago, but still has enough ammo to keep shooting.
I
Like
mean, what they say, like 500 shots in there. That's a lot of shots.
that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a
That's
lot
a
of
How
lot
many
of
how many
shot.
shots does it take to take out one xenomorph?
I don't
Like
know. She
like
read through
five
that clip
shots?
fairly quickly. She was like, that thing was full, and it was like, "Drrr," and they make it a point to pan to how much that shot is, and it's like blinking. It is blinking
Yeah,
before
so
she
she
even
has like
gets
half a clip left,
half half a mag left.
Yeah.
She has like half of whatever that is.
It was like a
That's
10,
like
maybe even a 5% left.
she shoots, she takes out, she shoots again for gravity. She goes through gravity, still shoots some more, goes up on the thing because gravity's going on the elevator, still shoots, and then falls back down and still has enough to shoot. That, like, after her just straight shooting and that entire clip going down, yes, within one shot, she kills 20 plus aliens in a matter of 30 seconds, but that clip still is enough to get her.
I mean, I guess
That's the that's
I see what you're saying. Like they set up is like you have one clip,
that's all I'm saying. Yeah.
one magazine,
This
and they keep showing like you're almost empty, it's blinking, but that never I guess never pays off. Like, oh, it's
never, yeah, it
empty, I
never
can't
pays
use
off.
it.
It's like,
Yeah.
why would you even tell me
Because
that?
even
Oh,
Andy
you're
uses it to shoot the alien afterwards.
just like
That was a
you're
lot
not
of
giving me.
bullets. I'll
Well,
give
I'm
you
just
that
saying
one.
they're not giving me.
He
Yeah,
had way too
Chris,
many
you're not giving me a pay.
bullets.
You're not giving me a payoff here when you're making it seem like, oh, it's important and it's dire that you need to conserve your energy, your rounds, or that you're gonna have to figure out a way once you get out of clips, and it just doesn't go anywhere. Like you have infinite Halo freaking turret bullets. Trrr, 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 trrr. Just keeps going and going. Um, what do you think of the of floating acid? Do you think that was pretty when she turns off the gravity and she just floats through acid?
Yeah, that was a thing.
So I don't think it'd be swirling in an exact like circular motion
Yeah, I don't. It felt like
that she can
it
like
was like,
dodge all of it.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like I felt like it was like, man, this is
But
well, not gravity has a very strange way of like acting like there's a gravity like thing to go in a very specific way. But that's just me. Um, I didn't know
Maybe
about the bot.
she was gonna make it no matter what. She already
Yeah.
killed like 6 aliens, right?
She killed
Oh,
like,
she killed
yeah,
the
a
whole
bunch of
fleet,
them.
dude. She killed the
Yep.
whole fleet.
Yeah.
Which
Like, have you seen Alien or Aliens? Like, it was just one, maybe two max, right? I think
this
Aliens
one,
was like a lot more, but they killed like one and then just kind of like ran away from the rest of them. Like, killing one is
uh,
already hard enough.
but
Yeah.
getting to that point,
That's what I was like. That's what I was like. This is bullshit. Because like, how are you gonna kill like seven of them, like 10 to 12 of them on
Yeah,
your own?
we played that
I
video
understand
game,
there's like
the three
that
of
was
us
a
couldn't
hard
kill
video
one of
game.
them,
We could
so
not kill one damn xenomorph. Um,
yeah, that shit's hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to kill him. It's hard to
but
kill him.
also on the way to that, to the like final scene in the buildup, they're running, and then they're all like, "Oh, maybe we should turn around and go another way." But then immediately start walking down that way, and there's nothing that they're worried about. Like all of this stuff is just like old eggs. They literally go down that way again with no problem. Even though they weren't gonna go down that way, they're like, "Well, let's find another way." And she's like, "Wait, I hear my robot friend. I'm just gonna run through." I was like, "Well, you didn't have anything to worry about anyway. These are just all empty vessels. Why weren't you gonna go down this way anyway?" Like there was no immediate danger in this scenario. And the only reason you were gonna go the other way was because you thought there was an immediate danger, but there wasn't any immediate danger because you literally just started walking towards that way because you heard your
when the
robot.
walls look like that, maybe you don't want to
I'm
go
just
that
saying
way.
it was I understand that, but again, it didn't pay off because she's like, wait, here's something. It's my friends. I'm coming. I was like, all right, cool. Just gonna run right into it, not like go slow and like look around. I'm gonna go to go find this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not. It's just some of these decision makings and the rationale behind making the decision just doesn't make any sense when you're trying to build for a, like if you do this there will be consequences type shit, right? Because even before that they're like, oh, we have to go through this way and there's no other way to get through it, but in this room there's just a bunch of face huggers, but they read by body temperature, so we're just going to raise your body, you're going to raise the
Yeah, I don't
temperature
know how
around
that would
you.
work. How well that would work.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
my internal body is 98 point. I don't know how like the whole room is now 98.5 because immediately I feel like I would start sweating and that would already rate like I'd be fucked because you're like, oh, don't get goosebumps. I'm like, how do I prevent myself from getting goosebumps? I'm like, the fuck? So like if you guys could
Stay
control
calm,
that
cool.
shit, that's
Stay
fucking
calm, cool, and
awesome.
collected, baby.
Yeah, but then like there's radio signals like
Obviously,
shut up,
you can't stay
shut
calm,
up,
cool, and collected.
just shut
It's
up.
like,
And then
don't
they have
sweat
like
because it's gonna lower your body temperature. And it's like, well, it's gonna be 98 degrees in there, so I'm gonna
Yeah, good luck
sweat.
I'm
with
gonna
that.
sweat.
It's
Like
hot.
my
I
internal
would
is not my
literally, it would, the
external.
doors would open. I'd be like, "Whoo, it's hot in here," and then be over. Like that'd be it. That would be my life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Um,
didn't he say it's like,
I
oh,
was
they
wondering
don't
why
they
can't the android just go in there, just kill everything?
that's what I was
Like
saying.
set the
Like
room on
you're an
fire.
android, they're not gonna attack you. Why are
They're
you
not gonna attack you.
last? You should be first. You should be in front of them because they
Oh, then he was first.
Yeah, he was
Huh,
first in
was
that
he in the
room.
first? No, he was in
Yeah.
the back,
Yeah, it
wasn't
was
he? He was all the
first.
way in the back. It
No,
was the
he was
No,
girl who was
first.
first, and then
No,
the
it was
guy.
the guy was last because he
yeah.
was talking on the on his headset,
He
and that's
decided
why.
I
to take a
said,
phone call.
Yeah,
All right,
like super
be
yeah, so they
loud
take
quiet.
phone
it. Yeah,
call.
We're gonna have to be quiet, move slow, don't make any noise. Body temperature
yeah.
will
Well,
you'll be
again, the
concealed.
androids like
But you know
they
what? If you
can't
need to
see
take
or
a call,
noise.
by all means take
Yeah,
a
by all means,
call.
take the call. And the call's just going. I was like, man, this is this. You're all dead.
At
Like,
least turn down the volume on the call. Come on, man.
or
Yeah.
turn it off. Like, I don't understand. I don't
Yeah.
understand. I just this doesn't make any sense. Also, like, why? Just
Well, even okay, let's just leading up to that point. Just in the beginning, all right? Or I know we're jumping around, but like
oh, we're going
in the
backwards in
beginning.
this movie.
Yeah.
We're already at the
No.
beginning.
Okay, so they get on the ship, and they find these things, blah blah blah. They get attacked the first time, right? By all the face huggers.
hmm
And then and then what was her name? Um,
Rain? Who are you
no,
talking about?
the
Which
the
character?
bald-headed Asian like pilot.
Okay, yeah.
Um, Navarro
Yeah, Navarro. So she gets attacked. She actually gets like attached by something,
by the
right? And
facehugger.
then yeah, she actually gets attached, and then like um they go through the whole like, what is this? You know, it's an egg and it got implanted, and now like you do her a mercy and kill her, blah blah blah. You know, all these things are kind of coming to light. I finally get the alien off of her. He's like, what are the chances? Like 60-40 against your friend, right? So, you know, we got to talk about this. But then they like their decision is like like her and her like boyfriend decide to just run back to the ship and lock everyone else on
Out?
Romulus,
Yeah.
right? Like
Well,
lock everyone out. Like
I think they're
why?
like,
Like
oh
are you
shit, Andy's
panic?
gonna
Like
kill me. I think that was the
yeah.
reason. Because
Was that the motivation there? Because I was like, why are you
yeah,
doing this? What is this? Where
because
is
I
this like
mean,
hostility and like get me out of here? You know,
what
so
they talk
constricted. And it's
about it
like,
like the synthetic kill,
no.
like essentially
Yeah, well,
sacrificed his
I understand
mom.
this and
No, I understand the
yeah.
Will Smith I
So that's
Robot
why.
dilemma, but he's just it's the idea of
Like I understand like
him
and Andy
dismissing the
makes a
fact.
move towards her. And Andy makes a move towards her, and then the guy's
Yeah.
like, get away from her, you bitch.
Yeah,
Right?
he's like completely
And it's like, let's
dismissive of
get
the
out of
fact
here. But
that
like,
she had an alien in her
why would you
head.
leave your friends behind? Also, why would you leave your friends behind? Also, you suck because like obviously your friend got implanted and then her chest like popped open. So and then you died. So screw you.
Well, they didn't know what it did. You know,
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
simple
no
fact
one
that he's
knows about the
dismissive of the
aliens here.
no, of course not. But what are you talking about? That synthetic, the half broken synthetic already told them, like, hey, something's gonna pop out of your friend. There's a 60% chance that something's gonna pop out of your friend. This
Well,
guy
it was like
completely
you're gonna die, right?
this guy dismisses the entire fact that there was a freaking life form just sucked to your fucking girlfriend that's not your girlfriend's face, and that you barely got it off. Totally dismisses that, and just like you're fine. You're fine. We're gonna get off the ship because you're fine. Like I don't even in a hysterical state. I don't know if anybody would be like, "Fuck the world. I'm gonna get you off. Fuck everybody else because I'm able to." And also, didn't she just like show us that she had an X-ray thing? Couldn't they just X-ray her there?
I mean, yeah,
She
technically,
was
but
like,
they just
"Oh,"
ran
so once
away
she
as
gets
soon
on the
as.
ship, she's like, "Oh, let me X-ray race." She's immediately like, "Let me X-ray myself here." I was like, "Girl, you've been conscious the entire way up here. You didn't think to like, just X-ray yourself,
Well, it
girl? Like,
wasn't.
it
I mean,
wasn't
speaking of
growing."
just like space time, I feel like these face huggers, they
Oh,
were quick. Like,
yeah, they incubate quick.
Yeah.
They incubate really quickly, apparently, because it's like
Does anybody have like anybody know the actual time of like
I don't think there is one because an
fertilized
AVP.
to chest popping to
I mean, an AVP, the fucking predator was
full grown
completely
like
dead,
baby?
and then it spawned out. This
yeah,
girl,
I don't know.
this girl
This
gets
was like
face
five
hugged.
minutes.
Yeah, within 5 minutes. Again, we don't know space time, but within 5 minutes, she's already like incubating and blah, rah, 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 right? And I don't know. This thing is full grown within a matter of a third of the movie.
Yeah, I don't like how long were they on there? Like an hour, maybe
Well,
two
space time
hours.
because they're close
Yeah,
to black. I
Less
don't know
than
how it works.
2 hours.
Yeah,
Less
because
than two
because at
hours
one
because
point they're
that
like,
thing
we
was
have
gonna
45
crash.
minutes.
that's
He's like,
true.
we have 45 minutes to
So
crash. I thought we had 2 hours. The axis of the thing changed. I was like, all right,
like an
45
hour
minutes
and a
left in
half
this
at
movie.
most, maybe.
45. I mean, it has to be, right? And because
Yeah.
this also goes to the point of like that disgusting hybrid of a fucking human slash xenomorph, gross looking, tall. Who's that basketball player right now? That guy looking like man, long
It
arms
was
and just lanky.
yeah, he was a Romanian basketball player. He's Robert Baraksi, and he's 7'7",
Yeah.
and he played the baby.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Like that wasn't prosthetics.
Christ.
That was straight.
that was just a
That
guy
yeah. Mm-hmm.
with like makeup on.
Yeah, that was just the guy with makeup on. This is wild. This guy is different. But the incubation period for that was also quick because again, she was pregnant and what I assume is her first trimester because she was hardly even showing to getting like in like because she like put that black ooze in her. So like it's
Yeah,
going
the
through her
Prometheus
system. Yeah, the
ooze.
Prometheus ooze. So like it's going through her and it accelerates the growth of the baby like tremendously because she's full on pregnant, just full on get this baby out of me. you know, within a matter of like 10 minutes. Um, so whatever the math is on that, I feel like the xenomorphs in this one were just straight popping out like nothing. Like
Yeah, they were quick.
they were just coming out like
Yeah.
very
Yeah, like
quickly.
coming out of the like her and then going into its own egg thing and then becoming a full grown adult in like what like less than half hour, like 15 minutes or something. Like,
Like
and
10
you know,
minutes at most.
yeah,
Yeah.
probably
That's
it's quick.
crazy. That's wild.
Oh yeah,
What a
speaking of just
decision.
um like wild kills in this movie, so the guy whose girlfriend um what like he like took to the ship like him he sees the egg sac on the wall of the ship and he's like, let me just shock this with my taser, like cow prod or whatever it is. And then he shocks it. The alien like screams or whatever, and then it stabs him in the face. He falls down right underneath the alien egg sac, and this acid just starts eating through him. Pretty brutal. It's
That's
like roll over a
horrible.
bit, bro.
Yeah,
You'll be
roll
safe. Just like
over.
roll
You'll
You'll
over
be
like
be
a
fine.
fine.
centimeter, like a foot.
Yeah, he's like, ah.
He's taking it. It's like,
I mean,
oh,
that's
my
gotta be
fingers.
painful, right? And then he's
Oh
like
yeah,
touches it, and then his fingers just start
yep.
disappearing.
It's like, oh, I got my shirt. Oh wait, that's just through. There's a hole in my body now.
Yeah, I felt like, and that was another
It
thing
was
where like
over. It was over for him.
I
Like,
know they're
Yeah.
young. I know they're young actors and actresses, but I was like, I would imagine you'd be excruciating pain. You would be like, I did not believe that that was as painful as what I should imagine it would be in. Like,
Well, man, it's like you're in shock because you are literally dissolving, kind of thing. I don't know.
I don't
Like,
know.
would you even
Maybe.
like? Is it so fast you don't even feel it?
Well, is
Kind
it?
of.
Because it feels
I
like
don't
this
know.
thing hurts. I feel like this acid burns.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know how much of a shock I would be in if I feel just acid slowly deteriorating all my
As if you're
organs
missing
and
like
skin.
half of your fingers.
Well, I would imagine the fingers would hit me first, like like because it's continuing. It doesn't stop. It just like
Yeah.
continues to like go. I was like, I need you. I don't know. It just felt like it wasn't that, but it wasn't even just that. It was like the love interest who's like, go, no, like I was like, all right, cool. I need a little bit more of a real panic here. I don't see you very panicky.
it
Even
also
Rain.
happened when like it also happened when Rain brought up stuff.
Yeah, I was like
It's like
Rain. I was like,
use that
you.
coolant. It's like, oh well, okay. Like when there was an issue, she was just like, "What if we raise the temperature? Why don't we use that coolant? What if we use that bridge over there?" And it's like, oh, okay. Couple of couple of acting lessons wouldn't hurt, but whatever. They're kids.
Yeah.
I mean, get it right. I mean, like I said, I
I
don't.
mean, no offense, Kaylee, but come on.
But it's like it would be one thing if it was a bunch of sticks, right? Because there wasn't a lot of CGI in this movie. It was the actual props. So like they're actually
hmm
seeing and using what we're seeing, right? We're seeing what they're seeing. There's not like that's a stick with a tennis ball or some shit. Like they are seeing right that thing. So you would think that you'd be able to invoke some of that. some of that emotion because they're using actual props and you're seeing what you're supposed to be reacting to. But I mean, maybe it's just a jump off point for everybody. I don't. Um, so that's I guess another tidbit where I was like, maybe the acting could have been a little bit better. It was either extremely over the top or just aloof. It was like no acting, no real acting took place in this movie. Just just like super paranoid over the top asshole. I was like, I know you're supposed to be an asshole, but I feel like you're just like you're just being you're just acting like an asshole. You're acting like what you think an asshole would act like, not acting like an asshole like the script is demanding you to be an asshole. Uh which are very different, all right? Very different. What you see in this movie. Um but yeah, I would think that being whoever it is they were, like still making, I guess, logical choices. Like I could understand not wanting to, right? Because at one point, the bad robot takes over the good robot, and then it becomes like a bad good robot. It's weird.
Well, I mean,
It's
they
just
to
a
like to save the people
differently
inside of
focused robot.
the whatever the face hugger room, they needed Andy to
Right.
have the
There's
chip in
this
there.
it's a reprogramming. It's a program on top of a program. I understand that. But
Yeah, like he
the
became
other
like the corporate
program,
goal
yeah.
after he got the
But
chip in.
it wasn't like the goal was to survive. So
Yeah.
it's a weird situation because the corporate ones are, it's like, oh, what's the primary directive? It's like, to make the company look good or make company profit. I understand that. But in this scenario, both both the objective of the corporation and the objective of them were the same. We needed to get off and survive however we could. And they just completely were like just rejecting that the entire like time throughout the movie. It's like we can't do this. It's like, well, we have to sacrifice. Like, if you open the door, we all die. But if we keep the door closed, they die. Like, do you not see how that's the logical choice?
Well, I think it's as long as Andy survives with the vials, I think that's good enough
Right, right. But
for the
I'm just like, they're
directive.
the
Because like,
crew were like upset. We're like, why didn't you open? Like, we could have said, I was like, no, you would have died. Like,
oh
he's
yeah,
clearly
yeah.
telling you, you would have died. You know, you would have died. This like there isn't a scenario where we were able to save them. Why are you still upset about that? Like you should be able to clearly understand that, as crappy as that is, because both situations are aligning right now. You may not like it, but the goal is still the same. You're trying to
I mean, I
survive.
feel like that's
If you
just
do
like a
this, you
thing
will
in the
die.
movies. Like, oh no, we could have saved them, but we didn't save them. I feel like that's just like a trope that happens in movies, a lot of
Man, this trope
movies.
was happening since like, Discount Hector was like, I'm saving my not girlfriend because a synthetic isn't telling me what to do. I was like, yeah, but like
Was there time to
can't
open the door though for his sister?
No, and close
no,
it.
no, and close it
Open
when
and close
there's
it?
Yeah,
no open and
no
There
close
was
it
way.
without getting
time.
like face huggers coming. No, no, no way.
No.
Oh no, and they
Listen,
would have
yeah.
died. They would
I
have
My only
died
mean,
issue with
there.
that scene, my only issue with that scene was she touches things, right? And then like the alarms go off.
Yeah,
And it's like at that point, it's like, all right, we're gonna hide because obviously the alarms are gonna attract whatever. It's like we're just gonna hide again. Um, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong because at the same time, where she was like freaking out, her brother shows up. It's like, hey, hey, and that's when the whole interaction happens. Like, open the door. It's like, well, I'm not going to because he's standing right. The alien's standing right there.
yeah.
He's waiting for
It's
us to
like
open the door.
he's can't you see he's like using her like as fucked up as it
Yeah,
is. Like, come
but as
on,
at the same time, it's like,
open the
I mean, that is your
door.
sister. You're not. I mean,
I
you're
yeah,
gonna
I
have an emotional
understand that.
reaction.
Yeah, I have emotional reaction. I was just like the other girl, right, who should have a little bit more of a I don't want to say I guess unbiased situation, right? Because that's not her family. It's her boyfriend that isn't her boyfriend type thing. Like what I'm saying? Like she's like, why would you do that? We could have said like, no, girl, stop. No, you couldn't have. You could not have beaten this fucking alien. If you had opened the door, you all would have been fucking dead. Him,
I
I
feel like that's
understand.
just
Her
that-
is like,
yeah.
stop, stop. Like,
I don't know. I feel like they're just naive. Like they literally have only known this one planet where there's literally no sun, and they don't
which
really
again,
have anything to go on. Like
I'm just gonna say it.
they don't even
That
have
doesn't make
parents.
any.
Most of their parents are dead.
No,
So
their all
I
their
feel
parents are
like,
dead. These things were just they're fucking
yeah.
inbred fucking grown like teenagers because that makes no sense either. But speaking of which, that they're in no sun and then they automatically leave the atmosphere to sun, these people should be blind. All right. These people grew up the entire lives without any sun. Their eyes should be entirely black. There should not be any white pupils on there. This gorilla should not exist. And the minute they catch out of atmosphere of the sun, I was like, oh my gosh, this should instantly blind them because you're like, we have no sun. Oh, you're how old? You're like 23 years old and you haven't seen the sun ever. And then you, for the first time ever, you're like, oh my gosh, sun. No, you'd be like, oh my gosh, my cornea. You'd be dead. You'd fucking die. There's no sunglasses, nothing. No, you would instantly be blind and it would hurt as hell because there's just no way that's even possible.
They had the spaceship had tinted windows, so they're okay.
Give me
In
that. Chris, give me that. If the freaking spaceship would have had 5% tint, I would have believed it. You know why, Chris? Because in this fucking movie, a spaceship going through the atmosphere into space has windshield wipers, but doesn't have fucking tints. This thing has fucking windshield wipers that are working going up into space. And I don't know how
I
fast,
feel like the ship
but it
was like
doesn't
for
have
mining,
fucking
right?
tints.
Like
I
I feel like it was more for not space travel.
But they're fucking no. It's like the wipes are going as they're going through like the clouds and shit. It's
Yeah.
like
How else are you gonna
wiping.
see?
I'm just saying, when you have wipes that work, but you don't have tints. Oh, this just something else, man. That's amazing. This is. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. It's just me. Like, why would you have air conditioning in a spaceship? It's fucking cold in space. All you need is heaters. You wouldn't have air conditioning in a spaceship going into space. That function is not required. I would want a
I mean,
heater.
what?
I'm just saying it's a that's a
Hmm.
comparison. Like I wouldn't need wipers in space. You know what? I would need tints because the sun is very bright. There is no atmosphere. I haven't seen the sun in all my life. I would want tints. It's very, very practical. I don't need an AC machine because it's cold as balls in space. I need a heater.
Yeah, but you don't
So
feel the cold inside your ship.
I feel like you do.
What you don't want?
I feel like astronauts are cold up there
Mm,
all the time, like constantly cold. Of
maybe.
course, that's if you believe.
All right.
We got to.
Here we go.
We won't get into that right now, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Uh, for another straight to PLD episode. No, but even that, right? Even despite all of the like the things that were like, you know, I don't want to say nitpicking, but like the little issues that we have, like with all the stuff that's going on, decision making within the movie and like what's causing the movie to move forward. Again, I thought it was. I didn't think that the movie itself was bad. Like you know, it wasn't completely like the props and everything used wasn't over the top. It was very practical. The scenes that were played, right, to increase the danger and to get to the climax of the movie and so on and so forth does its job. It's just that I feel like in the beginning it did a really good job of like setting up a lot of things, but there was just like well, like a just I don't know if they got lazy or if there was like cuts that were made or reshoots that were done, but like for me, when you get closer to the middle of the movie and then towards the end, I was like, man, I thought this could have gone in a different direction, and it just kept going. I felt like it could have ended a couple of times, or like
Yeah, because
got a,
like they're ready to go on the elevator, like her and the pregnant lady are like, we're going to the elevator, and then he's like, actually, never mind, I'm gonna climb down the elevator and then save my robot brother.
She climbed so fast. Like the elevator was going pretty quick, and she's like, "I'm gonna get down here quick."
and then there's the whole scene of like him getting saved, and then they go
Hmm.
back into the elevator going up. I was like, all right, cool, it's the end. But oh, you forgot that she injected herself with this fluid. They're about to go hypersleep. Oh, there's a baby. Oh shoot. All right, cool. Just kill it. Kill the baby. Like just kill baby Thanos. You don't stick around and try to find out what's going on. You just murder it.
They don't have any guns on that ship.
But they have like knives and shit. Just like start stabbing
Dude, the
motherfuckers up and
guy's
down.
almost 8 feet tall. What are you gonna do? What?
That's well, I meant like when the baby first came out, like when
It
the
was, I think it was already too late. He was already like a
Yeah, it was
man
already too
already.
late. You should have smashed it as soon as it just like as it was
Well,
coming
like,
out. That's
and
when you
like
should.
he still had the acid blood, I assume,
yeah, he probably still had acid
because like
blood.
his egg was like an acid egg. So
Yeah, yeah. Plus, it would like it hurt her, so that's why she dropped it in the
yeah.
first place.
Plus,
Yeah.
stabbing a guy that big, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you gonna climb up on him and cut his
I
throat? I
don't know,
don't know.
try to get the jump on him. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, he was in the vacuum of
Something.
space and he was still alive. So
That's
Yeah,
true.
he's
That's true.
yeah. What
he's
would you
gonna
Um,
work
name
at the
him?
mine. He'll work in the mines.
yeah. But would you name him? Is that what you said, Charlie?
Yeah.
You little freak of nature. I don't know. I name him
Something nice.
Charlie.
So
Something nice.
I
um,
name him the Antichrist.
He's
damn.
in like he's credited as the offspring. I feel that's worse.
Yeah, Predator offspring.
I mean, technically
Oh,
All
true,
right. Did you
but
guys like? All right. Did you guys
mhm.
like that decision made? Because I that's what I was talking about with like the last fourth of this movie, where I was just like, you didn't
that
need to
was
do this.
the
I
eventual.
saw where it was going. I was like, but you didn't need to do it.
Well, I felt like a lot
Um,
of people were waiting for this. No, like
Yeah.
I think they hint
As
at
soon
this
as
in
she
part
injected
three,
herself, you knew it was happening.
but I think like in part
yeah.
three or part four of this, there's like a skeleton of like a hybrid, like a man slash xenomorph that died.
No, that's
Um,
that their skulls are just human skulls.
oh, their houses are just
All of
human
them
skulls.
have that, I
Okay,
believe.
all right.
Because I guess, well, I mean, they do come from humans, so
Well,
it's
they
it
come, I
makes
guess, to
sense.
whoever the host is. So I assume predator hosts will look like
Oh,
predator
they would
aliens.
have like the predator skull,
Yeah, that
maybe.
predator skull.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. That makes sense. But I think I don't know again. So okay, so then I don't know based on like if that was something that like the fandom was like, what if an alien had a kid? How would that look like? I don't know if that was something that was necessarily wanted. Um, but I could agree with you, Charlie, that it wasn't necessarily needed, even in this film. We could have, I could have, the story itself could have gone without that. And that goes back to what we were saying that this movie could have ended before that, but it extended it even more because now one person has to like defeat not only like the best specimen to ever live, but now it has human intelligence or whatever the hell that is. You know what I mean? Like it's like the best of both worlds. I don't know.
I mean, they didn't really explore it. I feel
Maybe. Yeah.
They
like I
didn't.
said,
It
like,
died. It died in like 5 minutes.
and like was saying, like, this movie is just member berries, the movie. Like, even in one of the older Alien movie, Ripley, she's about to like go to sleep after they defeat the alien, and there's an alien on their ship. So, like, it's her fighting the alien, like similar scene as this. So, very, it's like, oh, remember that scene from the old movie? Here it is again with this character. So I feel like it was just like trying to play that same,
Into that, yeah,
yeah,
into that
and
scenario.
not. but like hey, it's an ugly baby this time. Isn't that fun?
Yeah, it's like, and again, I don't know, I don't know the incubation or like how fast this is, but it feels like they really sped up the evolution of these things like a lot. Like this thing, while it looked malnourished, was a full grown xenomorph in a matter of a couple of minutes.
Yeah, because she goes into her pod and then like then Rain goes like to check on Andy, like plug him in so he's charging his batteries or whatever for the flight. And then she goes back to her pod to go to sleep as well. And then he's like, oh, he's already up and alive and big. So yeah, I don't know how. Maybe the Prometheus screw makes it faster or something. The Yeah,
I
I'm not
imagine. I
sure.
mean, yeah, it's got to be like vaccine,
Yeah.
vaccine, whatever. The shot, the
Well, yeah.
injection plus
So
her
after
being
that,
pregnant plus just
she has to
aliens being.
fight this off, but then I guess the ship gets a hole in it, so the autopilot goes off. But then by the end of the movie, the autopilot comes back on by itself.
Well, I think it was like an error because his acid blood broke through like the hull of the ship.
Yeah, but
So I assume.
what makes the ship go back into autopilot naturally? Like this thing
I mean,
was
it's an old ship. It just
okay.
malfunctions, I
All
guess.
right.
I don't
Well,
know.
okay. So Ex Machina.
Not
I
a
was really
not a
trying to figure
doctor.
out. Yeah,
Not a
no, I
space
was really trying to
doctor.
figure out where it was just like, oh, we're gonna die, we're gonna die. Like, all right, it's gonna end with everybody dying. That's cool, but like, that's fine. Or everybody's gonna die. But then, like in the last minute, it's like autopilot engaged. I'm like, whoa, whoa. Well, just like 2 minutes ago, that autopilot was broken and shut down. What's going on? And all of a sudden, it's coming back. What's going on here? What is going on here? That is not how this works. That is not how that works. That's not how the movie ends with autopilot coming back on when you need it to come back on. That is not how that works. But that's exactly how this worked in this movie. I felt like I missed
I was
something.
confused about
I
that.
don't
I
know.
was
I don't know
confused
what's
about that too
going
because
on.
it was like pull up, pull up, pull. Oh. What I figured it out. I think I figured it out. I think it was manual, and then she finally let
Release
go of the
the
cargo
cargo
bay.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
release the
I think
cargo,
that was it.
and then it switched to autopilot.
Because the thing
But
That's how I thought.
that was like
Yeah.
broken was the cargo bay because she put the hole in it with the baby egg.
so then she
So once
switched
the
it to
problem was over,
manual. It went
it
back to
turned back
auto.
on
Okay.
or something.
All right. I mean, that's fine. I was
I'm not a
like,
space mechanic. I don't know.
no, no, that's fine. That's fine. I was just really confused because I was like, at the end, it's just like auto. I was like, autopilot and gay. I was like, how does it just magically? The hell's going on? How do you just magically get it to? I'm like, that's very, very convenient for you to just be like autopilot back on. Like, I was like, no, y'all dying. Like I was like, because you're not gonna have enough time to get back into that, right? Because she was dangling out of a spaceship, gonna hit the rings.
Wait,
Uh,
was it the other robot guy?
what other robot guy?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
Was he already dead by then?
Was he dead?
Others? No, because he was on the other ship and like they like were talking to him.
That's right. He was on the other ship, right?
Did he turn it on for them?
Did he turn it off for them?
No, he was dead by then. I
Was
think
he
it
dead
Was
by
he?
was the
then?
Okay.
release of the
All
cargo.
right.
It should
Oh,
have been the
okay.
release of the cargo.
All right, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
remember because I know
Oh,
he
that's
does.
fine. That's
I know
fine.
he
That's
does.
fine.
They do talk to him, and he does
Yeah, they
turn
do
it
talk to him.
on.
He's like, "Oh, you
I just
made
didn't
it."
remember if that happened
Blah
before or
blah.
after.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I just thought that that ending was just like, oh, just autopilot just came back on, some straight
Yeah,
Armageddon shit. Where I was like, it's like we need to fix this. I'm just gonna whack it, and it works. We're getting off. I was like, okay, come on. I was like, all right, I get it. It's funny, but not in the middle of this action packed scene. What's going on? All right, that's fine. But yeah, she's dangling. She gets up. She's able to survive. We see like the explosion of the ship. Um, yeah, right. And that's pretty much it. There isn't like There
Yeah,
wasn't an
she goes
after
into
credit scene. There
cryo.
was anything.
She
Yeah,
goes
she goes
into
Yeah,
the
into
she
cryo
puts
cryo.
chamber, and
Andy in
then
cryo as well, and then
yeah,
that's it.
even though
She
the
puts.
planet they're going to doesn't allow androids or synthetics.
Yep.
But we'll figure it out when we get there.
Yeah, exactly. You
Well,
know?
they have the serum or whatever, don't they?
Yeah, they do have the ooze,
Yeah, the
Prometheus
ooze
ooze.
that they all want or whatever. That's like we
That's
need to
true.
experiment on them. Just hold that, I guess, as hostage. I don't know. But the point is, she's getting her wish. She's going to, the entire movie. There are 5 humans and 1 robot, and believe it or not,
Two
the
robots,
ro-
actually.
two robots, and a robot makes it, not the other 5 humans. So this is
I
indicative
mean,
of
are we
where we're going in
surprised?
real life. No,
Like we
I mean,
said,
not.
the
We got
humans
we
in
got
this movie are not very smart. They
no,
didn't,
they were.
I feel like the whole plan of getting this bed was like, hey, there's a satellite. No, they don't even say what they're like. Oh, there's a ship up there that's hovering above us that has these escape like pods. But then when they go up there, like, oh shit, this is not a ship. This is like a whole like satellite base thing. Like they didn't know what was up there. So like
Also,
this
how
whole
long
thing
has
was
that been going
terrible.
up there that they don't know? Like, I feel like that's been up there for a
Yeah,
minute. And they're
Also,
mining.
we're
I feel like
like
the government would have gotten that
that's
a
true.
long time ago.
exactly.
Where are the
Yep.
authorities in this movie?
I don't think there
Like
are any. That's the
you just
thing,
can't have a rogue satellite ship. Are they on their way? Do they
On the
know where it's
way.
at?
I don't
But
think
it's
they
just
know. I think
Like
it's just
the
gone.
company, like whatever company was like part of
they just
Yeah.
call it the
the,
company.
The
yeah,
corporation.
The
the
corporation.
corporation.
Yeah, they
It's like
didn't
where
even
are
have
they?
the decency to name it.
You just lose a satellite ship. You're like,
Eh,
whatever.
we have
But that's what
more.
I was thinking. That's
Oh,
what I was also thinking.
it'll be
Is if
it'll be around.
it'll be all
It'll come
right.
up. It'll come up. It'll be all right.
No, I feel like the whole thing about the corporation is they don't care about any of their people. And it's like we'll send more people, we'll send more Marines, we'll send more miners to this thing. And it's not like, yeah, one satellite thing. Yeah, we have plenty others
Yeah,
that
we
are
have
doing
a
the same experiment. Like, who
it's
cares?
doing.
Yeah,
We
but
good. We good.
not when such a big project is going on. It's I don't know.
I
Maybe
feel like they
maybe
have
that
a
project
bunch of
is
those going
Well,
on. Yeah.
I also feel like as soon as the old Android got put online, this guy's connected to a network, right? You're not that far away from from like a corporation planet. Like I would imagine you would send a signal saying, "Hey, corporation, we're up here. Can you send somebody to come?" Right? You know what I'm saying? Like he's literally banking the fact that these like this, young adults, teenager or whatever they're supposed to be trained, are going to be like, let's get this vial back, like as if they will have the best interest of the corporation. I'm like, you are connected to a network on top of a planet. It took them all but 10 minutes to get to you. I'm pretty sure that corporation down there that you're mining, that whole planet that you're mining, has to have security, right? Like some kind of security you could send up there,
But
like
is
just
that the same
radio signal.
corporation?
I assume. I mean, I guess not. I don't. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
question. I don't know.
Like
It just says
the whole
corporation,
like
so I was like,
generic corporation, we don't really know much
yeah,
about them
I
other
guess you're
than
right.
they suck.
They could be competitive corporations. It could be two different. I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I'm just
Plus, they
saying.
didn't have a lot of time before it like crashed into the rings. So I guess they're like, "You are my best shot right now.
You are
Do
my best
this."
shot right now.
that's true.
45 whole minutes.
Yeah. Good luck.
45 whole minutes. You got to get this. You got to do this impossible thing. You got this. You got this, kids. Your lives mean shit to the corporation, so do what you
Exactly.
can for the corporation in 45 minutes. It just felt like the robot had more like feeling and more like passion and desire of like, we need to do this, and I am going to figure this out. With you or without you. I will manipulate the shit out of you children to get what I need to
Well,
figure
like,
out my objective.
even Andy, like after he got the chip in, he's like, "Yep, this is the escape way. Sure, wink, wink. Let me lead you to this like laboratory." It's like, "Oh yeah, the escape ways were just beyond this laboratory."
Yeah. I could have told you he
Psych.
was changing. I could have told you he was changing the minute they put the chip in.
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
But it was
grabbed the
like
face hugger.
halfway, yeah, beyond halfway through the movie, she was like, Andy, are you in there? No, lady, obviously not.
This is
What's
programming.
your
This
prime
is
directive?
code. This is code. You can't fuck with the code. That's not how this
Does he look
works.
like he's like stuttering every other word and like nervous?
He
No.
literally said like this thing is reprogramming my thing so I don't have a tick anymore. Like this
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fixing
simple
Why
him.
wouldn't your
program
first
fixed
question
him.
be like, what's your prime directive?
What's your prime
Oh, it's
directive?
changing you? Is it changing your prime directive? What is
Yeah,
he gonna
you know our
do?
friend that you
No.
just tried to kill? That's not normal, right? Or you just hate that guy, you know? No one likes the guy
Yeah,
anyways, so
yeah. Although I kind of like souped up Andy because like, all right, this guy knows what's up. Like he's got like powers, he's strong, he's
He got
smart,
like he
logical.
became Superman, I guess, with
Yeah.
this program. I'm
I mean,
just
he
saying,
became. I mean,
this
which
is
Andy would you want to be stuck? I mean, which Andy would you want to be stuck in a ship with these
yes,
aliens?
yeah,
again,
And
obviously the one that knows
I
the ship.
yeah, that knows the ship and knows like taekwondo and shit. But apparently, it just doesn't matter to these children. Like feelings over everything. Like you just gotta like figure it out. So that's my
yeah, it was
thing.
just
But
like, yeah.
it's still just Baymax. It's still just Big Hero 6. Just take out
And
the
that's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about. It was less about the aliens themselves. Like the aliens presented a danger. Uh, and it was more just like, Andy, is he okay? When am I getting my friend back? What about my friend? Like, and this like ethical issue where it's like, don't open the door, don't open the door, and those kind of things. Or this other, it's like, I need to get my friend back. You want me to save you? Let me change you back to good old
Broken
stuttering,
Andy.
broken
good old
Andy.
your
You're
broken
gonna be
ass Andy.
decommissioned anyway. By the time you get to like the happy place or heaven or like wherever the hell you're going in 9 years, you
Go to the
know,
junkyard for scraps.
you're gonna be decommissioned. You're not gonna change anyone's mind there. But you know what? Whatever. Whatever. Whatever.
All right, so will will we see this character again? The will we see Rain? And will she
I
be
hope
alive when we see her?
I hope not, but we'll
Or is it
see.
gonna be
It's
like
gonna
a
be
Prometheus? Like the main character is she's put in the pod and her synthetic is there to watch over her. And then the next time we see her, she's dissected by the synthetic and like used as an alien like breeding thing.
No, no, because again, I don't. It's not that I don't like the character. It's just like again, she's just so emotionally attached to something, and the idea was, I thought the idea was for her to be able to like mature and let go, but it didn't come. It didn't come the way I expected it to. Right? I expected
I mean,
her
she doesn't
to.
let go at all.
I know that's what I mean. Well, she matures in the fact of like my family is now gone. This is what I have for my family. I'm going to try to start a new life with whatever it is that I have. So that's the mature, I guess, that I got. But what I was expecting was like she needs to make a choice between this robot or like the crew or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a thing where it's like it's okay, you can let go type shit, you know? And then yeah, if they
I mean,
needed
she
to, they
technically
could save
did
the chip.
choose. She chose Andy.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean though. Like she didn't let go in the way that I thought she was gonna let go. Like
Yeah.
the sacrifice there, like the overarching sacrifice that should have been that I assumed was gonna happen didn't happen. Um, so she's just like there. So that's what really just doesn't resonate with me as a character. It's like you didn't really grow up and you didn't really. I mean, yes, you did, but you really didn't because you're still clutching on to this really outdated, you know, pile of
Yeah,
junk.
even like when she's like, "Oh, I want to change your prime directive or whatever." It's like you need to protect me and you, right? That was pretty much it. It's like, okay,
do the
okay.
best. You do the best thing for us
Yeah.
is what the directive was.
It's
So he's
like,
like, okay, will
sure,
do.
Both of
whatever.
us,
Okay,
you
will
know.
do. Well, everybody's dead, so best thing for us, you know.
Yeah, but the
Yeah,
whole time is like, what's your primary
Or I think
objective?
at that
Do what's
moment the
best.
pregnant lady was still
she was
alive.
still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even when
She
she
was
tries to
cooking.
ask, she's like, she was cooking. What is your primary objective? To do the best for what the best what is it? To do what's best for Rain. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, that's kind of what's the best for everyone right now. So it's not like that's very you know what I mean? That's very broad because she immediately asked that after the sister gets killed. Like, what is your primary job? Like that in that scenario, even regular Andy would have been like, no, I can't open the door because we're gonna die. Like she's trying to be like she's trying to I don't know make him more understanding of what human rationale is, but or just human decision. I don't know exactly what she's trying to do, but it's not doesn't do for at least for me doesn't translate very well in the script or the acting or anything like that. It's just like
Yeah, not at all.
it's constantly like why are you like this or why wouldn't you this or not? I'm like no, I'm like it makes sense. You're asking questions that have the like you already know the answers to, and you're asking them as if you're gonna get a different answer in like a different scenario or something. Like you're trying to just constantly, I don't know what you're trying to do, but you're just constantly not understanding what is going on and what is going on with your robot because you're like, let me change your primary directive, save both of us because you're so stupid that your primary directive is to do what's best for me, but that entails you too. So I have to manually tell you like that includes you too, idiot. Like when like you know what I
If you
mean?
can,
When like
if you
a
can change
human
the
would
prime
almost
directive that easily, if you can change the prime directive that easily, why don't you just do it
I don't know.
before? You know?
Maybe
Well, I
that
assume the chip overwrites all the other prime
Yeah.
directives.
Okay. Okay.
But
it's a
yeah,
better
it
chip.
did
It's a
seem
more
like, oh, is that's all you need to do is just say it? I feel like that's like a flaw in the system if that's all you need.
you know what? Maybe it's voice activated to her voice
Your
or
prime
something. I don't
directive
know.
is, yeah, maybe.
I mean, I guess
We're
if it
assuming a
is to
lot. We're
protect
assuming a
her,
lot here.
yeah,
Yeah.
it would make sense. But yeah, it's kind of silly.
Again, I guess for argument's sake, I don't know, but at least I'm not trying to say, hey, they needed an expository scene to tell us the ins and outs of this. It just seems like there are things that wouldn't necessarily be this easy to kind of just do if that was all that you wanted to do. It feels like it probably would have been. There's an extra step here that we're missing, um, either through context or explanation, either way. But the movie just doesn't do a good job of getting one piece to the other piece. It just there's a disconnect there for me. It's just it's not all across the movie. Again, it's not like all of it, but for important parts, I feel like you're missing a line or you're missing like a scene or you're missing just something to get this full circle. And again, it could have been cut. I don't know. Like I don't know if how many reshoots or anything that was done, or how many rewrites it was, but I was just hoping for something different.
Yeah,
I don't want to
agreed.
necessarily say better, but I was
Better and
saying
better for me.
okay. Well, that's fair. I was just hoping like, just something different. Um and then
And
I guess
some else. Oh,
I wouldn't
good.
say I'm sorry. I wouldn't say better Chris only because the other end of it could have been a real possibility. So that's
Hmm.
why I'm giving it that didn't crap the bed, but that doesn't mean that you get a gold star. You know what I mean? Like so it's like yeah, it could have been better, but it really could have been a lot worse too. And because you didn't shit the bed, that's enough for me to like be like, all right, you didn't shit the bed. If that's the standard, fine. You didn't shit the bed. So I'll give you that. But what were you saying, Chris?
I was just gonna say, like, I'm kind of surprised there wasn't more horror elements in this. Just
Mm-hmm.
because, like, coming from Don't Breathe and the Evil Dead remake, I feel like those, especially Evil Dead, that was like super into the horror, like in like gore.
Mhm.
And even I don't know, just it didn't feel as horror to me. Like there was a couple scenes with the facehuggers, but the aliens weren't scary at all to me. I don't know.
There was like a jump scare in it, and this
Yeah.
just like one that didn't really do much.
There were a couple, not enough to make me jump or anything like that. It was always scary when those face huggers were like chasing everything. That's probably the scariest part.
All right. Anything else?
No, I don't got anything.
All right. Let's get on to our ratings. Would we see this in theaters? And do you want a sequel with these characters? Because we know there's going to be more Alien sequels. Um, let's start with you, Eddie.
Uh, I want to give this maybe I give this a good three inbred alien space babies out of five. Yeah. Like I kind of mentioned, we mentioned in the podcast, it was just a long drawn out like this and that. But again, it isn't because we've had other sequels and prequels or whatever you want to fall this under, remakes, everything that seems to just be continuous uh reboots and reshoots and reschool prequel sequels of movies. It wasn't as bad as a lot of them. Um, and because the bar is so, I guess, low, this may be there, but it just didn't feel as bad as all of those. And because we have a lot of precedent for those type of films, this didn't feel like that. It just, I guess, felt desiring and wanting more than what we got, and that's enough to not completely dismiss the film. But with that said, I don't necessarily want to see an addition with these I guess storyline. um this could be like a one and done, again, based on the storyline and the lore of the franchise. There's plenty to work with in betweens and afters and so on and so forth. Maybe down the line, yeah, sure, bring it around, bring these two characters around for some reason. Maybe on their way to hypersleep, you know, an asteroid hits them and takes them off course, and they run into, you know, another storyline of another alien that's going on, and they meet up and they team up, and they still have a common goal: survive aliens, get to a planet that's habitable, whatever it is, right? In that scenario, I would see it, but a continuation of this story, I'm not really necessarily interested. Um, they gave it a shot, new actors, right? They saved a lot of money with no name actors, which is great. They gave them their shot. It seems to be doing well. Um, so
Really
just
well.
yeah, so just take it for what it is, and just quit while you're ahead. You got house money, get up and leave. Don't continue betting. You are up. Just take your winnings and move away from the table. Um, so yeah. Um,
I don't think that's gonna happen, but
uh, but I would recommend you go see this in the movie theater. I went to go see it. I was in Boston and I went to go see it because I had a lot of time to kill. I saw it in Dolby. It was really
Nice.
nice. So definitely go try to see it in one of those better type of views, because it isn't CGI. It's very old school props. Like it really does give the cinematography its just due. And that's one of the things that I like, that they kept true to those type of aesthetics, and you could see it very well. So, did go try to see it in the movie theater if you can. Charlie, what about you?
um, I'm gonna give this three. Man, you took mine. Um, three conference calls out of five. Um, same as you. I liked it. I liked it overall. It was just like some questionable decisions about the characters that I just could not get behind. I could not get behind this like hybrid NBA prospect baby. um that was like born, like didn't really add anything to the movie except just like another scene of just like fighting or fighting for your life or whatever. Um in terms of like go see it in theaters, yeah, go see it in theaters. It was pretty. It's like a theater movie. It's not like an at home. You're not gonna get the same effect. Seen in Dolby, seen in IMAX, whatever kind of. Um, I saw in standard, but I choose recliner seats over a better screen. But that's just me.
Dolby has
And
recliners.
yeah, Dolby does have recliners, but it wasn't. It
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
like
Oh yeah,
it
real good
wasn't
recliners on the
available at the time.
Dolbys.
Whatever. Um, and yeah, in terms of like, I don't think they're gonna take their money and leave. I think they're gonna take their money and like maybe like re-up the series or whatever that they planned in 2020 or whatever.
I think
Um,
they showed something at the IMAX screening, like a preview of it. So
yeah.
I think it's coming
So,
next
all right.
year.
So that's going. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's going, or this money's gonna be used to make that, whatever the case may be. In terms of Rain coming back, nah. She's let her go to Happy Planet with the sun. Um, and that's it. I would not trust her just because everybody died around her. So, uh, so if there's another movie with her and Andy, um, I'm pretty sure everyone else is everyone's gonna die in that one too. So, what about you, Chris?
I would give this three Secrets of the Black Ooze out of five. And yeah, I I do think it's a good theatrical experience. I saw Zendobi as well, like some good like sound design parts of it that may really hit in Dolby for sure. And just because like this film is dark a lot of places, so the Dolby like 40x or whatever Dolby like screen vision is helps with that as well. And yeah, this film is all right. I It's about like teens wanting to get out and they don't breed. They should have not breed. You can't breed in space, so don't breed three, I guess. It's don't breed three. And I don't
Is
know.
there a Don't Breathe too?
Yes, he's the hero. The blind guy's the hero.
Oh, did not see that one.
I didn't either, but yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really care for this. A lot of the I wish there were more original things and less just like, hey, remember when Ripley was face to face with an alien? Or remember when Ripley did this thing, like stood this way? Like there was a scene, literally a scene in this movie where she's standing and looking and like wearing the exact same clothes as Ripley does in the older movie. It's like, come on. I guess like this is not I don't think this is good. Like it looks it's bad. I don't know. Maybe people like oh man, I remember this. Remember this? I remember. But yeah, as for a sequel, yeah, I don't think these characters are coming back. At least like what they're just sitting on the planet with the sun and just according to Eddie, they're blind because the sun just burns through the retinas.
Yep, pretty much.
Yep.
I
I'm
don't
just
think they're
saying.
supposed to take direct
I'm just
sun.
saying. I'm just saying. You could. It is a sci-fi, film, but there's a certain level of there's just no, lollygagging of like things that would actually happen in real life. You just can't throw
Yeah.
away. You know what I mean? You just can't throw those stuff away. I'm sorry, you just can't.
Plus, like living on a planet without sunlight, I feel like you are just I don't
Your
know
bones would be so brittle. There's no vitamin
yeah.
D anywhere. Like there's just so much more.
There's not
They
even
would
like
not look.
yeah, I was gonna say like there's not even like, oh, these are like in your home, it's like fake sun, like to
Yeah,
there's
it
nothing like
looks
that. Like
like
every place is just like
desolate.
dark and
Yeah,
dingy.
yeah. And then they work in coal mines, which is even
Yep.
less sunlight, whatever you're getting. I'm just saying they would not. look like your average day human. There would obviously be some kind of adaptation to the environment that you are in.
Yeah,
Yes, you're
especially
breathing
since,
oxygen and you're drinking water, but
yep,
like lack of sunlight, lack of certain vitamins and minerals, like you would just be totally different appearance
yeah,
wise.
especially since you assume these people have been there for generations on
Yeah,
this
yeah.
like
So
sunless planet. So like
they
they would
would
be super pale too, and
pale,
I imagine
lanky.
I imagine they have like UV tanning beds or whatever.
I don't know. Okay, all right.
Not tanning beds, but like just UV beds so you
Just
can get
UV
some
stuff,
vitamin
yeah,
D.
that are
Yeah.
strictly for your eyes.
yes, stare into this for like a few
Stare
hours
into
a
this
day.
for two, yeah, 4 or 5 hours a day, so you don't, in the off chance you leave planet.
All right. Were there any scenarios you didn't cover? Which alien movie is your favorite? You can email them to us at straight2pod@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, and Twitch at Straight to POD. And that concludes this week's episode of Straight to POD.
I'm Charlie.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Eddie.
Thanks for joining. We'll see you next time.